Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Paul, I'm with the Dicey Review, and tonight we're going to be looking at the 2 to 4 player game Nimble, released from Stronghold Games and Edition Spielwiese. Nimble comes with 120 cards in the box. The cards are sorted into 4 different sets, each containing 30 cards. On the reverse side of each of the 4 sets, there will be cards that have a frame color and a circle color. There are 6 different colors in total, and the front of each card will show 2 colors. When playing the game, players will try and match the frame color of one card on top of the circle color of another. We'll explain this in more detail in a moment. To begin setup, give each player a set of cards that's been shuffled. Then, the players will need to place 3 cards in the middle of the table. In a 2-player game, one player will place 2 cards and the other will place 1. In our 3-player example, each player will place 1 card in the middle of the table. In a 4-player game, all players except for 1 will place a card face down in the middle. Regardless of the player count, there will always be 3 cards face up in the middle, and this will begin what the game calls 3 target stacks. Players will win the game by placing all of their cards on the target stacks first. To make the game easier, each player can hold their stack of cards in their hand if they wish. All players will play the game at the same time. To start the game, the youngest player will give the signal to go. To begin the game, each player will place the top card of their deck face down to form their discard pile. Each card that the player plays after this will have to touch their discard pile. So for instance, when they turn over their next card, they have to first place it on their discard pile before placing it on any of the target stacks. If a player reveals a card onto their discard pile, and the frame color of the card, meaning the color around the edges, matches the color of one of the circles on the target stack, the player may immediately place that card onto that target stack, creating a new target. If, after placing this new card on the target stack, a match is then created with one of the cards that's currently on the player's discard pile, they can immediately play that card as well. It's important to note that all players will be playing in this way at the same time. If a player wants to, they can take back the top card of their discard pile and place it back face down on the top of their deck. This might be important to players to reach certain cards that will allow them to score. If a player has played all of their cards onto the discard pile, they can take their entire pile back into their hand face down and continue to play. It's important to note, however, that they may not shuffle the pile of cards. As soon as a player is able to place their last card on top of one of the target stacks, they will win the game immediately. Second place would go to the player with the least cards remaining in their discard pile, and third place would go to the remaining player, and so on. It's important to note that in a 2-player game, the player who has placed all but one of their cards will win. If after playing the players want to confirm that everyone played flawlessly without any mistakes, they can check each target stack by revealing the cards and making sure that each frame matches the circle beneath it. If there is a card frame that doesn't match the circle beneath it, the player with the next fewest amount of cards in their hand and discard pile would then be declared the winner. In the rare case that no player is able to place a card anymore, the game will simply end early, and the player with the least cards remaining in their discard pile and sets will win. Alright everybody, that was our video. Thanks so much for watching. We hope that it was helpful and we hope that it was informative. If you still have any questions about how to play the game, please comment below or email us directly at thedicey.review@gmail.com. If you want to hear more from the Dicey Review, you can listen to the Dicey Review podcast. It's on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, TuneIn, and pretty much any podcast app. If you want to read our written reviews, you can visit thedicey.review.com and make sure to connect with us on social media or by visiting our Board Game Geek Guild. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, we'll see you at the table.